Hey, everybody, welcome back to PMS, the Perpetual Motion Squad, a Big Bang Theory fan podcast. And we are your hosts, Big Bang Theory super fans and married couple, Kat.
And Barney. And Paul.
You know, it's a good thing I'm wearing my It's 5 o'clock somewhere shirt that I got in Cape Cod
Yeah, it's a good thing I'm wearing
like
my Kiss
13 years
t-shirt.
ago.
So yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's all, and look, everyone that's watching us through YouTube, I hope that they're enjoying this. I hope they're enjoying our videos because it's just getting crazier and
Yeah.
crazier as time goes on. Remember, we only got 7 days left for the Christmas giveaway,
Yep.
as in to get your interest in.
And
So
I think
please.
we've only got what, 6 people enrolled so
We
far?
currently have six people. One, two, three. Yeah, we've got six people.
Okay.
So, they've got one in six. So if you are interested in being part, and I have got the Christmas present that arrived.
And it's you
So
won't let me see it, but I hear it's wicked
mm,
cool.
it is awesome. So we are going to do it, as I said, Christmas Day, our Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, wherever you are, it'll be dropped. So remember, the 20th of December, wherever you are in the world. That is the cutoff date. So at the end of, I don't know, by the end of the day on the 20th, that is the cutoff date to get your interest into being part of the Christmas
Yep.
giveaway.
So
So,
you can message us on Facebook or you
yep,
can email us.
Perpetual Motion Squad 00, that's the number 00 at gmail.com, and just say, I'd like to be in the Christmas draw, and you'll be in there. So,
Yep.
but we got one of six. So we've got six people. One out, one person in there is going to win it,
Yep.
and they'll like it, I think.
I think they
They
will.
really will. Now, what did we think of this episode? This is season one, season two, episode 14,
The
the
financial
financial
permeability.
permeability. What did we think of this episode?
I like this episode. It shows a kindness on Sheldon's part.
It does, and it also shows the okay, I don't know what it was about Penny, and we'll get to it as we're going along, but not once did you ever hear Sheldon pressure her or
No,
ask her
but
for the money
it's her
back.
own guilty conscience because she knows she's not in a position to really pay it back at this point.
Yeah, but she's almost acting like at one stage she's almost acting like he's a mafia don that's going to go and break her knuckles or break her fingers if she doesn't give it back. She just freaks out.
Well, I kind of understand that. I have friends that have lent me money and it's taken me forever to pay back and it makes me
Yeah,
feel very
but
guilty.
are they, are they making comments? Are they
No, not at
no?
all. But
And that's what Sheldon's
I
not.
don't like to be in debt, especially to people that I like.
No, I know, but even Sheldon's not sitting there going, it's been 3 days. Where is it? I mean, if she know
No,
he knows.
it's about her feeling bad that she can't do it.
Yeah, but we're going to get to that part of
Yeah.
the podcast, and I've got a couple of other little interesting things. I actually got one interesting thing to read at the end of the podcast. Rachel's put up
Well, you can
on.
do it now if you want.
You want me to do it now?
Yeah,
Okay,
now that you've already mentioned it, just go ahead and
okay.
do it.
Because Rachel put up this thing on the PMS page, and I read it, and I'm
In the
like,
Facebook group.
in the Facebook group, and I read it, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this is not Chat GPT didn't come up with this. Someone with very limited
Okay, English is
um
obviously not their first
English is not
language
their
and
first
they
language.
struggle.
Okay.
We are not going to make fun of someone whose English is not their first
Okay, so this
language.
is R2D2, and it's under the title Astromech MCH Droins. Not drones or droids, droins.
Okay.
Okay? R2D2. R2D2 is a robot character that appears in the first sorry, it appears in the movie Star Trek series.
Okay, that
Often
one you can make fun of,
often referred to as R2. R2D2 is one of the few that appear in all Star Wars movie roles.
which is true.
Yep. In addition to it, six film roles include Anakin Skywalker, Darth, Ubi Wang, Kenobi, and R2 robot companion C3PO. While R2D2 is the one, is the only one with the same image in all six film debut roles. Okay. R2's first appearance is in Star Wars. The threat lurking in the when Anakin to wear microphones showed when C3PO. In the True Story movies, R2D2 played by Kenny. In the animated Clone
That's
Wars,
true, Kenny Baker.
yep. In the animated Clone Wars, R2D2 often difficult tasks are completed. Bay Feet, assassination when Cloud and Anakin. Anakin asked R2D2 rejected temple relief. And it just gets worse. And R2D2 in Waring off Booba Feet after chase successfully returned to the Jedi Temple to rescue Anakin to the R2 level of trust. On the clouds, Master was admired.
I don't even begin to know what that means.
I have got no idea. I am so glad that Rachel sent this and put this up on the Facebook group because I have read this at least half a dozen times
Hmm.
and it just makes me chuckle every time I read it because it's like,
Makes even less sense
what
every
the
time.
hell are you talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
So apparently, all you Star Trek fans out there, just make sure you try to find the cameo appearance of R2D2 because apparently he starred in Star Trek. So, um,
Okay.
and also found a very it's not a it's a very politically incorrect thing. I saw this up on Facebook last night and I actually had a giggle and Kat's like, "What are you giggling about?" The little thing said, "My son got suspended from school today because he asked the teacher if two blind people had a baby, who's going to watch it?"
Which admittedly for okay, for an 8-year-old, that's a legitimate question.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. But who's
I
going
can
to
I
watch
can
it?
I can see where they would be trying to use logic and would have that question. I can understand that. I don't think that's the basis for
No.
kicking suspending a kid.
So, yes, I hope everyone's had a bit of a giggle with this story of R2D2. And if two blind people had a baby, who's going to watch it? And remember, we've got the mailbag at the end of the year as well. So keep all the
Coming up
emails and,
fast.
yep, keep all the emails and replies of all the questions coming in,
Yep,
and
keep
we will
coming
get to.
because otherwise you're gonna have to wait another month.
Yes, we're going to do it on the 31st of December, our mailbag.
Okay.
So the episode actually opens up where the boys are staring at the whiteboard and they are trying to figure out, well, it looks like they're trying to go through a whole lot of equations on the board. And they're really stuck about this. And this is where Leonard says, hang on, we must be missing something. Let's start again. And they worked out
And
the
we
whole
and
thing.
we and we come to find out that they're trying to find out where can they go to a Sheldon approved restaurant for dinner and then get to the movie that they want to see at a
Yes,
Sheldon approved theater,
yes. Um,
which is
and
hilarious.
we also find out that um, Slurpees are not ices.
Nope.
So Sheldon would, would,
Okay, because it has, okay, so the one theater is rejected because they don't have an icy machine.
mhm,
Raj suggests let's go to the 7-Eleven down the street, get
Slurpees.
Slurpees, put them under our jackets, smuggle them in because they're essentially ices.
Yeah.
And of course,
And
Sheldon replies, in what universe are Slurpees ices
exactly. There's another one, and he says, no, they have Twizzlers. They don't
instead
have
of red
red
vines?
vines, so we can't go there.
Oh, I miss those.
We also find out that even Howard says, well, why don't we actually go to the movies now and have dinner later? And he says, no, we can't do that because that would mean that next day's bowel movement would occur at work. So that's not going to
To
happen.
which they look at it and go, yep, there's only one
One
solution
option.
to this. Yep,
Yeah.
there's only one option. And the guys are like, bye, see you later, Sheldon.
Hey, because they all leave. And he watches them leave and then he turns around and he goes, they were right.
It was the
It
only
was the only
option.
option. So the next scene we see after the credits roll is Sheldon is coming upstairs with his red vines.
Hmm.
And as he's going upstairs, he's almost to the top of the landing, and you hear Penny running up, going, "Quick, quick, 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 shut the door, shut the door." So he's opened the door. She runs in, and he literally
Closes the
watches her.
door
Literally watches her run in, and he closes the door behind her. And she opens the door, and she goes, "Come in." And he goes,
and
"Well, you
closes
weren't,
the door.
yeah, you weren't specific."
Yeah.
And so this is where she puts her ear to the door, and Sheldon goes over and says, "Penny, I don't know what context we're
Yeah. What is
doing
this
this."
social
Yeah,
situation? I'm unfamiliar with it. Please give me some context.
yeah, and we find out that the landlord, or the building manager, is showing an apartment downstairs, and Penny is actually rather late on paying her rent, like she hasn't paid it.
And Sheldon's like, I don't know how I feel about
About
harboring a
a
fugitive
fugitive.
from the 2311 Los Robles Avenue
Yeah.
Corporation.
And she says, well, the fact is that her car broke down, and they've also cut back her hours at
At the
work.
restaurant. Yeah. And he's like,
And
well, it seems to me that the solution to your problem is you just need to get more money.
yes, and she goes, yes, I thought about that too. And he did say to her, now he just wanted to remind her, remember about I was trying to tell you about the check engine light was on in your car. And
She's
she
like, oh,
goes,
that works fine. It's still blinking merrily away.
yeah, but it's just the stupid engine that stopped. And it cost her $1,200 to fix the engine.
Mhm.
And so after that, after paying that,
That
she's now,
reminds me, we need to get our car serviced.
yes, after doing that, she's rather behind on her bills, and we got some problems.
Yep.
So he goes, hang on a minute. So he goes over and he grabs a can off of the bookshelf, and he opens it up, and these spring-loaded snakes come flying out of the can, which is really cool. And he grabs some money, and he says, "Here, take some." And she goes, "Wow, that's a lot of money you got there." And he goes, "Yes, I know. That's why it's guarded by snakes." And he says, "You can pay me back when you can." And she says, "No, I couldn't do that." And as Sheldon says, he uses approximately 50% of his income for expenses. And of course, the rest is hidden around the apartment, and he has no use for it at the moment. And he says it's is also divided up into a small savings account. So he really has got quite a lot of money that he's holding
Yeah.
back. And she says, and he said, the only big purchase that I could see coming is if they decided to develop adamantium.
Yep.
And she says, are they working on that? And he goes, I certainly hope so.
But he knows that adamantium is a fictional metal, so
Well, you never know. I mean, the way that the technology is going in leaps and bounds, who knows? There's some scientists in the world that's sitting there making adamantium, so or trying to find out some way of doing it. There's someone out there that's got the idea. So he's holding the money out in his palm, and she goes, no, 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 I really can't. And she goes, well, I don't want it to be weird between us. And he says, well, wouldn't it be weird if you're living in a cardboard, if you were living in a
how much more
refrigerator box
awkward would it be for me to greet you on my way to work when you're living in a cardboard box,
and
refrigerator box?
washing your hair
Yeah, with rainwater.
with rainwater? And she goes, and so she starts counting the money. And so she's taking it, and then she's like, and she's doing like a mathematic calculator. She's trying to work out, what okay, I need this, and so she takes money. I need that. And she grabs one bit of money, and then she goes, and then she puts it back, and then she grabs it again. And then she goes, starts taking the rest, and she gets a whole handful of money, and that's when she says about the no, 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 I don't want thing to be weird with us, and he says, well, no, he says, well, pay it back when you can, and she says, okay, I'll pay it back when I'm able to. And he goes, well, obviously you can't pay it back any sooner than you can. Now she says something really interesting. She goes to the door with a handful of money, and she says, I'm regretting this already. Now he only just made a
He-
statement like it's impossible for you to give it to me back sooner than you're able to.
But what's
So
interesting is when he first gave her the money, he said, pay me back when you can.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, so I don't know, she's already finding it very straight. But, there is, this person has given you a lifeline. So, anybody that's actually had money given to them as a lifeline for stuff, how much of a
Yeah.
relief it is off your mind.
But it's still stressful to know that you have to pay it, that you are paying it back, but you just can't do very much. It's
Yeah.
stressful.
But the fact is that Sheldon is not going to be sitting there going, you got a time limit of, 7 days. That's not it. He says, pay it back to me when you can. And
Yeah.
she says, well, I'll pay it back as soon as I can. And he says, no, well, obviously
You can't pay me
you pay
back
back
any sooner
any
than that.
sooner than you're able to. So,
Yeah.
um, so the next scene we see is Sheldon and Leonard. They're coming into to get their mail out of the letterbox, and Sheldon is just discussing about the fact that he would be okay with being a pet for a race of super intelligent beings. And of course Leonard's like, okay, why? And he goes, well,
No, Sheldon says, please ask me why.
oh, that's right, please ask me why. And he goes, okay, do I have to? And he goes, yes. Well, that's how you move the conversation
Conversation
forward.
forward.
And he goes, okay, why would you want to be a pet for a race of super intelligent beings? And he says, think about the possibilities as far as the learning
Learning,
possibility. Yeah. Plus, he likes his belly
having his
scratched.
belly scratched,
Now, yes. So
which is
then
interesting considering that Sheldon does not like human contact.
I know, but I guess in this regard, if he is a house pet, it would be
It was a
fine.
funny line.
It was a funny line. So we're seeing that Leonard is has gotten his mail out of the letterbox, and this is where Penny comes in.
Now, I'd like to point out that when
Mm.
she goes to get her mail, she opens the mailbox next to Leonard and Sheldon's
Hmm.
on the top. So theirs was the first mailbox on the top row on the left.
Yep.
She opened the one right next to it.
Yeah.
However, in season one's the Cooper Hofstadter polarization, Penny's mailbox was in the top right corner.
Was it?
Yep.
I see. I didn't
And
see
that
that.
wouldn't normally change. So, oopsies.
Okay. Continuity there, people.
Mhm.
Continuity. Um. So we're seeing that you know,
Mhm.
Penny comes in, and they said, how's your day at work? And she said, oh, it's great. I just, I'm hope I'm going to be a waitress for my whole life. So she gets her mail,
And
uh,
Sheldon's like, sarcasm? She's like, no. Is
and he
that
goes,
sarcasm?
and Leonard goes, yes. And then he looks at Penny and he goes, is that sarcasm? And this thing goes back and forwards with the
And
sarcasm.
finally, Leonard just tells him to stop.
Yeah. Now, as Penny walks away, this is where Sheldon says, "Oh, Penny, here's a parcel for you,"
Yeah.
and it's a beret that she ordered on back order.
Couple
Just
months ago,
a
it
couple of
was
months
been
ago,
on back order.
just arrived.
I'm not going out spending all kinds of money on berets.
Yeah, and he goes, "Okay,"
Okay.
and this is where she goes off. Would you get off my back?
No, no. First, he starts
Oh,
to talk about how a beret is
oh,
one
that's right.
of a part of women's fashion that's actually derived directly from military garb,
Exactly right.
and the other one is the epaulet.
Yes.
And Leonard's like, yes, he's serious. He finds that fascinating. And that's where she starts to get off my back.
Yeah, she goes, and of course, this is where she walks upstairs, and Leonard's like, you
Weird.
know, that's weird, and Sheldon goes, "Oh, I'm glad because that was some very
Because
strange interaction."
I thought it was just me, so it's
And he
not
goes,
you.
What did you do to Penny?" And he goes, I haven't done
No
anything,
idea.
but apparently he's got a log of everything he's done throughout the day, so
Yeah,
you
you
can.
can review my review of human interactions, my log of human interactions.
I mean, can you imagine sitting there and writing that all down throughout the day?
I
That is spoke
can,
to Raj.
Sheldon, actually, considering the fact that for many years he tracked his poops.
Yes, he did.
Size, color,
Color, yeah,
consistency.
which is disgusting.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that is just horrible. Um, but anyway, so as we go along, we are seeing later that Penny is having some Chinese food for dinner.
Yeah.
Except before Penny gets her order, we see that the price of Mushu pork has gone up $2, so Howard has to give Leonard an extra $2.
And apparently it's becoming harder and harder to be a bad Jew.
Yeah. Um, and so this is where
Shrimp and
Penny,
lobster sauce, though, that sounds really good.
that'd be very nice.
Yeah.
Although we're having homemade pizza tonight.
Yes, we are.
She's
Yep.
good at the homemade pizzas, everyone. Come over, everybody. Have a pizza with us. We'll talk about Big Bang.
Just so you know, non-bread makes a great pizza base.
It does. Very much so.
Yep.
It's got to the point now where our local pizza place is sending us flyers with a sign saying, please come back.
Yeah, because there's really only one, maybe two other places that we'll go out to for pizza anymore
Hmm.
because Paul likes mine so much.
Yeah, yeah. There's one in a town near the Barossa Valley or in the Barossa Valley called Tanunda.
Yeah.
That's a pizza place that we've gone to,
Yep.
and they've got amazing pizzas.
Where was the other one that we? Oh, it was the winery, the where we went for our
Oh yes,
anniversary.
yes, it was. Yes,
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
so
was
there's
really
two
good.
pizzas. Yeah,
Yeah, Paul had a lamb hero
it's like a Euros lamb
um
Euros pizza.
yeah, so it had tzatziki sauce and
Oh
lamb,
man,
slow
it
cooked
was
lamb,
beautiful.
and I had just a regular pepperoni, but I have to admit it was a little bit spicy for me, so Paul was kind enough to swap with me even though he loved his pizza.
I loved my pizza, but I was able to, yeah, I was
I mean,
okay
the
with having the
pepperoni was
pepperoni.
good too, but I'm not a good spicy stuff doesn't sit well with me.
No, it doesn't.
So Paul was kind enough to swap me pizzas after my second piece when I'm like, yeah, I don't know how much farther I can go with this.
So I gave him my entire pizza with all the lamb Euros and the tzatziki, and
It was really
yes,
good.
I know what I tasted. It was awesome. But I do that because she was not going to sit there and enjoy her lunch, and I'm okay with spicy, so it's all good.
Yeah.
So we're seeing that Penny's share is well, Leonard
14.50.
Leonard was actually okay. He's like, no, it's okay. It's my treat. And she goes, no, 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 no. What's my share?
He's like, oh, 10 or 11.
7-11. She goes, what is it? 10 or 11? He goes,
Oh,
14.50. But it doesn't matter. It's okay. And this is where she go,
no, this is
okay.
where Raj whispers to Howard, and and she's
Oh,
like,
that's right.
what? And Howard's like, well, Raj is wondering if he wears tight clothes and flirts, if he'll start getting his food for free.
That's right. And
And
this is where
she,
she says about being a Chinese food prostitute.
yeah, he's like, so what are you saying? That I'm using my body like a Chinese food prostitute? And Howard's like, yeah, Raj, what are
Yeah,
you
right.
saying?
And so this is where Raj actually gets up and walks out and walks towards the where the Sheldon and Leonard's bedroom is. And Penny goes, "What the hell is that all about?" And he goes, "It's okay. Raj's got a shy bladder when it comes to
When he's nervous,
very
he has
nervous."
to pee.
So
Yeah.
this is when Sheldon comes in from his bedroom and he goes, "Oh, good, dinner's here." And Penny goes, "Yes, dinner is here, and I'm having some. I've been living off of restaurant
Leftovers from the
restaurant for the last
restaurant. I
three
just really
days."
wanted something different.
And she goes, "Oh," and she goes, "Okay, so sue me." And that's what she goes, "So sue me." And he goes, "Well, forgive me, Penny, but that would be the basis of a
The
frivolous
very
lawsuit."
definition of a frivolous lawsuit.
Yeah. Now we're seeing that Raj is coming back from the bathroom, and Penny stands up and goes, "Look, Sheldon, you just have to give me more time." And he turns around, and you see Raj walk back to the bathroom, so he's still got this nervous bladder. And this is where Leonard goes, "What's going on?" And Sheldon says, "Penny needed some money, so I lent her some." And he goes, "Did I not lend you a sufficient amount? Because I can give you more." And she goes, "Oh, you would
I
just
just
love
love
that.
that. Yeah.
Give some money to the poor waitress who can't afford to pay her bills." And this is where now she is making it out that Sheldon has says you've got a deadline of 7 days, or I'm going to break your knuckles. He has mentioned nothing about the money.
Yeah, he doesn't
She's
care. He doesn't need
no,
it.
she's got that. Oh my God, can you just give me more time? Penny, he said, pay me back when you can.
Yeah.
There is absolutely no time limit on this.
Yeah.
So why are you freaking out to the point where you're making it out to be so ridiculously over the top when it's not, there's nothing needed. I mean, Leonard is sitting there watching this. Howard's sitting there watching this. Sheldon has not mentioned, okay, well, I gave you a time limit of 7 days, 2 weeks,
Yeah.
whatever.
No,
It's
yeah. Yeah.
whenever.
Yeah, they have no idea why she's freaking out so much.
So she grabs her dinner and she goes, "I'm going to go and she goes to walk out and Leonard goes, "Where are you going?" And she says, "I'm going to have my dinner in my apartment, so I'm not being interrogated." She hasn't been
No.
interrogated. She's
Well, in her
interrogating
mind,
herself.
yeah. And I love how she walks out and then a couple seconds later comes back in. She's like, I forgot my fortune cookie, which we all know is the best part of Chinese food.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know. It's yeah,
I used to go to this restaurant in West Hartford, Connecticut that had chocolate fortune cookies.
chocolate ones.
Hmm.
I don't what there was what it was made of chocolate or was there chocolate in it?
They were they. I guess, put mixed chocolate powder into the batter,
Okay.
and yeah, they were dark brown and chocolate fortune cookies.
Interesting.
I liked them,
That
and
was it.
they had really good Chinese food too. And on Friday nights they had karaoke.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Not that I can sing karaoke, but I'm sure my
No, neither
sultry
can neither
voice.
neither can I, but someday we'll go do karaoke and we'll sing Islands in the Stream together.
Yes, we will. I'll try to be Kenny Rogers.
Rogers.
I don't think I've got the charisma.
You do for me, baby.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad. Anyone that's watching our podcast through YouTube, do I have charisma?
Oh, that reminds me. So,
Yeah.
I was reading this post on Facebook about Dwayne Johnson, The Rock,
Yep.
and one of his very first acting jobs was on Star Trek Voyager, where he had
Yes.
where he had to
Yeah.
fight Seven of Nine. It was just that one scene. He did not say a word. And it was talking about how Jerry Ryan, who played Seven of Nine, was very kind to him and helped him kind of learn how to navigate this transition from wrestler to actor,
Mm.
which I feel he has done incredibly successfully. But anyway, so he was really nervous about this one little scene that he had in Star Trek Voyager. And there's this moment when it comes to their fight, he comes out first, the crowd all riles up, and then Seven comes out and they go on with their fight.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because he comes out and they do like this side shot and he does that signature eyebrow raise. Yeah, that one. And so you see like this little hint of The Rock in this character,
Yeah.
and it was wonderful.
I saw a picture of him just recently with his daughter. Does anybody other than me think that The Rock is sick?
Why? Because he's gotten really thin.
He is losing a shit ton of weight.
I don't know
Like
if
his
he's
face is really gaunt. Like it
um
really seems to me that he's sick, like he's battling something, or it couldn't be through a movie role. He wouldn't be losing that amount of weight, but
um yeah, he has lost a lot. He
he
looks
is,
yeah. Um
he doesn't look well.
yeah, let's see what that one says.
You know, you think of The Rock being like, beefed up and his face full and looking healthy. He just looks really gaunt. He's lost a
Um
lot of body weight.
I think it's that there's no more steroids.
You don't think he takes steroids, do you?
Yeah, back when he was wrestling, I do,
Really?
because he was unnaturally big.
Well, I don't know. I just look at him now. I mean, whether he's just got to like, like Stallone is basically, Stallone's got the dead bod and he just doesn't give a shit anymore because he's got more money
Yeah.
than Jesus. But I don't know.
And
Maybe,
apparently, okay, when was this? So I found an article published on September 8th,
hmm.
um, saying that he has slimmed down and that he has a way to go for his next role.
Okay,
He's
so
been
it's a,
actively shedding weight for an upcoming movie role. And
yeah.
because he is doing it so quickly, it can make you look, sag like that.
Because I remember when Matthew McConaughey lost a crap ton of weight for the Dallas Buyers Club,
Yeah.
and he looked bloody horrible.
Yeah. I will
You
look
know,
at and Tom Hanks for
oh, Castaway,
Castaway.
yeah. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I just looked at the Rocket. I'm like, man, are you ill? Are you battling something that we all don't know about? So yeah.
Yeah, no. It's just that he is he oh, that's interesting. He's playing UFC champion Mark Kerr in the Smashing Machine.
Hmm. Okay.
But yeah, wow, he really has slimmed down.
He's lost a lot of weight. As I said,
Yeah.
I saw a picture recently with him and next to his daughter, and it's like, holy crap, is that The Rock? Because it doesn't look like him.
Yeah.
You look
Yep.
at him from San Andreas to now, it's almost like two
Yeah.
different people, you know? So the next
Um
scene we see is
anyway.
Leonard goes into Penny's apartment, and the ambience is very nice. She's got candles lit all over the place.
Yep.
And he goes, "Oh, bit of mood lighting." And she goes, "Yes, it seems that the power company,
Pasadena Water and Power thought I would
yeah,
like it.
like the ambience." And we find out that obviously, Leonard's told by Penny that with the amount of stuff that she had to pay, she's had like $14 left over. And he goes, "Oh, $14, huh?" And he takes it out of his pocket to obviously stash it somewhere. And he goes to put it somewhere, and she goes, "Put it back in your pocket, or I'll find another place to put it." And he puts it
Okay,
back into
back
his
in the
pocket.
pocket it goes.
And this is where Penny confides in Leonard about her big plans was to basically come to LA, be a waitress for 6 months, and then become a movie star.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Was there a plan B?" And she goes, "TV star." And he goes, "Okay, well, maybe we can, find some ways to cut corners for you." And so this is where,
Okay, so they're reviewing bills by the light of her laptop.
yeah, which I said shouldn't be on because she's got no power. But you said something very
Well,
interesting.
however, there's an outlet just outside her apartment where the building maintenance crew can plug in vacuum cleaners.
Right, so she could be
Yeah,
powering
so
up
she
there.
could be powering up there.
And then I said, "Well, hang on a minute, how is she using Wi-Fi?" But we all know that she
She
uses
uses
Sheldon and
their
Leonard's.
Wi-Fi. Yeah.
So she's got that covered. That's all good, everybody.
Yep.
So this is where Leonard says, "Well, here's the thing. If you don't have power, then you don't need cable." And she gives him this look of death, and he goes, "Oh, moving on." And
Yeah.
and he goes, What is this acting?" Well, it
And
was
and
like
then it was, a few $100 for
for acting
acting
lessons.
lessons.
And she says, "Well, no, I
Well,
cannot, I
I
can't
can't
give up."
give that up. I'm a professional.
Yeah, and he goes, "Oh, so you've had acting jobs?" And she goes, "That is
That you
not the
get
difference."
paid for. And she's
Yeah,
like, that's not the definition of a
a professional.
professional. And he's like, well, actually, moving on.
Moving on. Then he goes, "Whoa, what is $1,800 to the Pasadena Municipal Courts?" And she goes, "Oh, that's nothing." And he goes, "No, it's like you went 4,000 miles an hour." And she goes, "Well, no, you remember Kurt, my ex-boyfriend?" And he goes, "Like that." And she says, "Well, apparently he was a bit drunk and took a whiz on a cop car, and he had a bunch of bench warrants, so I paid his fines for him." And he goes, "Oh, okay. So is he going to pay it back?" And she goes, "Well, no, but he will." And he goes, "Based on the fact that he gets drunk and takes a whiz on cop cars." And this is where he says, well, actually, Penny says she's basically too proud to ask, Kurt for the money back. But as she says, if I can't figure out a way to get more money, I may have to find a cheaper place to live. And he
Oh
goes, "Oh no,
no.
you don't want to do that." And she goes, "Well, why not?" And he goes, "Oh, you've got to go to the grocery store and you've got to get boxes, and then
And your books smell
it's
like
like
melons.
melons and this is." She goes, "Well, what else can I do?" And he goes, "Well, I know the roommate of Sheldon's would like, you to move in with him." And she goes, "Oh, Leonard, honey, if we were to move in together, I couldn't keep my hands off you." And
And
he's
he's
like,
like,
"Really?"
really? And she's
She,
like, and you thought my acting classes wouldn't pay off. I was a little bit mean, but
yeah.
justified.
So the next scene we see is Leonard goes into the apartment and Sheldon has just made cocoa and
Yes.
they're all playing a board game.
Yep.
And he comes in and he says, "Who
But
would?" Oh, sorry.
but before that,
Yeah.
we have the boys sitting there playing the game, and
Yeah.
Howard starts to refer to his acid reflexes burning a
Oh,
hole through my duodenum.
yes. Yes. You were saying about that.
Yeah, so the duodenum is actually the first segment of the small intestine, so it's below the stomach and would have no part in his acid reflux.
So the Mushu pork that's coming back on him is not burning a
Not
hole through his duodenum.
no,
Duodenum.
no. Through its esophagus maybe,
Yeah, because
but not his duodenum.
I on the odd occasion get acid reflux, and it is like acid building up in your throat, and you
Yeah,
just can't get rid of it.
yeah,
And obviously we take acid pills to try and get rid of it, which does work, everybody.
yeah.
If you've got acid reflux, go to your doctor, or go to your pharmacy and get acid reflux tablets. You may think you're elderly when you're taking them, but believe me, it saves you a whole lot of problems in waking up in the middle of the night with acid building up
Okay,
in your
now
throat.
that being said, we are not medical professionals,
No, we're not.
so don't believe anything we say.
No, don't believe anything.
But that being said, if you are getting chronic acid reflux and you're
Mm,
having like consistent problems with it,
yeah,
please talk to your doctor
yeah.
because you may have to change some diet stuff or
Mm.
stress stuff or there's a number of different things that might be causing that. So don't just rely on medication. Go talk to your doctor and get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, I spoke to my doctor and he said, "Well, the best thing for your acid reflux, Paul, would be retirement.
Yep.
But in the meantime,
I'm working
I
on
can
that.
But he said, in the meantime, I can put you on some acid tablets. I'm like, okay, that's fine, but I'll go with the plan B, which is the retirement. So,
Yeah. So if you want
eh.
to help us toward that, please send us a coffee.
Yeah, if you want to send coffee, or if you've got like Kiss collectibles around that you just don't want anymore,
Mm.
I mean, I'm always happy to take them. I mean, I
Give
kind of
them a good
like,
home,
yeah, I
good
kind
and
of
loving
like,
home.
yeah, I kind of like Kiss a little bit. They're okay, you know. And also remember, just as a side note, anybody that loves horror movies, 80s movies, whatever, just talk to me. I'm here for the people. I'm also here for closet Kiss fans. So if you want to talk to me about Kiss, please reach out to me. I'm happy to talk. So this is where Leonard comes into the boys and they're playing the game, and he says, "Would you guys? How about you guys come with me?" And they go,
On a
"Where?
real life
Yeah,
adventure.
where are we going?" And he says, "Well, do you remember Penny's ex-boyfriend Kurt?" And they all go, they'll put their hands up, and he goes, "There, that's the one." And he goes. He owes Penny a lot of money, and I'm going to go and get it from him. And they all turn around and they start playing the game again. And he goes, "No, come on." He
He's like,
says,
come on, who's with me? You guys are so full of crap because you sit here and you play games that simulate adventure, but when you have a real life quest in front of you, you hide.
"Yeah." And Raj, the last spin had got a sword, and he goes, "Here," and he gives
And
Leonard
he's
the
like, come
sword.
on, you want, well, why will you come and support me? And Raj is like, well, here.
Here, there's the sword. Um, and he goes, "You guys suck." And he goes to walk out, and Howard goes, "Leonard, wait." And he goes, "What?" And he goes, "Take a jacket. It's spritzing a little bit out there."
Yeah.
So he walks out. So Leonard walks out and shuts the door. Then he comes back in and he goes, "Come on, please. They're so big."
And in
So
case
they,
anybody cares, I've got Oliver sitting next to me getting cuddles.
he's always getting cuddles, that dog. So we see that Sheldon, Leonard, Howard, and Raj go to Kurt's front door,
Apartment.
apartment
Oh,
door. Oh,
okay.
sorry.
Now, I want to point out that okay, first, this is the final appearance of Penny's ex-boyfriend, Kurt, played by Brian Patrick Wade. Kurt. And the door to his apartment reads 3D.
Yeah.
In the pilot, it read 406.
Is it the same building?
That's my question is, did he move?
I think he might have moved.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he might have moved. And if anyone's interested, okay, Kurt being as big built as a brick shithouse that he is, if you go and look on his like I am on his website or whatever, or on his Instagram, he's still built like that.
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
Yeah. But what's interesting is the basically the font and style that the door number is written in is the same as Raj's when we finally see Raj's apartment.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't notice that one. Okay. So this is where they're at the door. And Leonard goes, "Okay, so everybody's got what they're going to do." And Howard goes, "Yeah, Raj is going to wet himself. Um, what was that? Raj is going to wet himself. Sheldon's going to do something, and I'm going to run or something." And Leonard goes, "Look, why don't you just guys just stand there and look,
Time,
foreboding,
yeah, intimidating.
intimidating." And you see them all puff their chest up. So Leonard knocks on the door, and Kurt comes out. And he goes, "Hi, Kurt." And he goes, "Lenny, right?" And he goes, "Well, I don't really go by Lenny, but
Close
whatever."
enough.
And he
And he's
goes,
like, you remember Raj, Howard, and Sheldon?
"No." And Sheldon goes, "How can he not remember me?" And
And
he
Leonard's
goes,
like, not right now.
"I remember him." And he says, "So, Penny's got in some sort of financial problems, and you owe her some money, and it would be really nice if
It'd really go a long way to
to
helping
help
her
her
if you
out."
could pay her back.
And I like it how he goes, and then she said you, and he goes, "No, no, 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 she doesn't know about it. She's too proud to do that. But it would be a nice gesture." And he goes, "Yeah, well, she'll get it when she gets it," and walks in and slams the door. And Howard goes, "Well, there you go, problem solved." And I love how Sheldon goes, "Now I know why he doesn't recognize me, because the last time we met, I was in a Halloween costume." And Leonard goes, "No, no, no, nothing's been solved. He's just blowing us off." And of course, this is where Raj is also saying we need to find a gas station with a clean
in
bathroom because I've
bathroom
got to
because
go
I wished
pee.
I because that was the thing when they first got there. He was saying, I had
Peed
gone to
before I
pee.
left.
Yeah,
So this is where Leonard goes, you guys can go if you want, but I'm going to stay and see this through. And Howard goes, okay. And all three of them
I lo-
leave. I love it how Leonard goes, I sort of like walked into that one.
yeah,
Knocks
yeah.
on,
That one was on me.
yeah, knocks on the door again. And Kurt comes out and he goes, it would be a nice gesture for you to give money back to Penny. And I'm not leaving until I get it. And by the way, I'm wearing cargo pants under my pants,
Yeah, because
cargo
last
shorts
time they
under
came
my
home
pants.
without pants.
Yeah. So the next scene, and of course, I love it how Kurt goes, where's your backup? And he goes, I don't need backup. I've got right on my side.
Yep, I love that line.
Now, the next scene we see is Sheldon, Howard, and Raj are driving along in the car. And I like how Sheldon goes, well done, Leonard. He goes, you might not have got the cash, but you've got an acknowledgement. And on Leonard's forehead, it says,
In
I
Sharpie,
in Sharpie, I owe Penny $1,800, Kurt. And I love it how Howard goes, maybe we can go and get your head notarized.
no, Raj said that.
Oh, Raj did? Oh, okay. No, and of course, and then Raj does say, if anyone's interested, I still need to go pee.
Yeah.
Now, the next scene we see later on. Penny's knocking on the front door of the boys' apartment, and Leonard opens the door wearing a beanie. And I like it how Penny goes, "Is Sheldon here?" And he goes, "Yeah, Sheldon." And Penny comes in. She goes, "Nice look." And he goes, "Yeah, sort of like a new look, what people are wearing these days."
I
She,
find it interesting that when he's wearing the beanie, he has
yeah.
to tilt his head back to look at her.
Well, I think he's trying to be street about it, I guess. And I like it how she goes, "Yeah, it's a good look if you're working on a tuna boat." Now this is where it would be real. I find this scene really, really hard to hold my tongue. And every time I watch it, I say the same thing.
Oh, we also forgot that when during the Chinese food, when Sheldon had left and he took his food into his bedroom. I
Oh
forget
yes, that's
why.
right. I'm sorry. Yeah, because he just left
Yeah, I
the
forget
area.
why, but he is neither a woman celebrating Mother's Day or sick. So
Yeah.
eating in his room is,
Why is he
yeah,
going to eat in his bedroom?
because we haven't established that part of Sheldon yet.
No,
But I remember, oh yeah, and he that's right. He says, and if any of you have larceny in your hearts, I have moved the money out of the snake can.
that's right.
And Leonard says that's okay because if you're ever really hard up, there's always a couple of 50s in Green Lantern's ass. Because he had said to Penny that there's always a little bit in a superhero who shall not be named to protect their identity
His identity
or
or
hers.
her identity. Which I was going to say also next year, Supergirl is coming on the cinema.
Yeah.
The first time since 1984.
Yep. I still want to see the one that has the dog in it.
That's Superman with Crypto the dog.
Crypto. Yeah. But
Yeah.
we haven't seen that one yet.
No, well, that's coming to the home cinema.
Yeah. I know. I want to
We're
see
not
it. I want to
we're
see
not
Crypto the dog.
we're not going out to
I
see
don't
that.
care about Superman. I want to see the dog.
I like Superman.
I
Superman
like Superman too, but if it's a choice between Superman and Crypto, I'll take Crypto.
Crypto doesn't do anything.
But
He helps Superman, but he's not, the dog.
yes, he is.
Crypto is really forgettable when it
No, he's
comes
not.
to, yes, he is.
Oh no, not the pet store.
Yeah, not the pet store, exactly.
But no,
Um,
I would hang out with Crypto.
okay, yeah. You just be careful when he pees. He might blow a hole through the friggin' ground or something.
Like Oliver's
Like Oliver.
first.
Oh my God. We actually had to get up early this morning. It's a Sunday morning that we're recording this, right? Now I have got all friggin' day to sleep in if I wanted to. Between 5:45 and 6 a.m., my dog was pacing around with the world's growliest stomach I've ever heard. To the point that I'm sure our neighbors were sitting there going, "For God's sakes, would you shut the dog up?" His stomach was absolutely going. So, 6:15, 6:30, I'm up out of bed. I don't
Yeah.
need to get up out of bed, everybody. I could stay in bed all day.
Hmm.
But the
You
dog got
could.
me up.
Yeah.
The dog got me up. So
He
anyway,
had a growly tummy this morning and
growly
just was very
stomach.
unsettled.
Yeah, he was. But this is also the dog that to stop the war in Ukraine, we just need to point his ass at Russia and be fine.
Yeah, it's true.
It is very true.
Yeah.
So, as I said, this scene, I find it very hard to hold my tongue because Penny comes in and wants to speak to Sheldon, and Sheldon comes in and Penny pays him back the money that she owes him.
Yep.
And Leonard says, "Oh, how did this all come around?" And she says, "Well, I did what you said for me to do. I picked up a few more hours at work, but out of the blue, Kurt paid the money that he owes me." And he goes, "Oh, was there any, reason for this?" And she goes, "No, I just think he's really changed. And we're
Because,
going."
yeah, he just said that it felt
He
like the
felt
right
guilt.
thing to
He was
do.
felt guilty. And it was just the right thing to do because even Leonard had said, "I think it's the right thing to do, Kurt, to pay her back the money you owe her." So Kurt comes back and says to Penny, "Oh, I felt guilty about owing you this money, and it's the right thing I should do." And then as Penny says, "And we're going out for dinner tomorrow night, so I get to wear my new beret." And she goes, "Bye guys," and walks out. It takes everything in my power to stop, and if this was me in this situation,
If you were
I w-
Leonard, you mean?
if I was Leonard, I would literally take my cap off and say, "This is why you got the money back, Penny. I went there to get the money, and I basically, made him feel guilty to do it. He has not changed. He's not suddenly this
He's
wonderful
obviously
guy.
still a jerk.
He's a jerk because he's done this, because I've got indelible ink on my forehead, but I'm the person that got him to do this. So don't fall into the category of like, oh, he's really changed and we're going out to dinner because you know what's going to happen. Dinner means we're going to get into bed afterwards.
Maybe.
No, I was thinking about this. Penny was going to go and sleep with Stuart.
Yeah.
So Penny falling back into bed with Kurt is not out of the realms of possibility. It's
It's
going
not
to
out of
happen.
the realm of possibility,
It's
but
going to
I
happen.
I think she's grown.
Not to that extent. If she's still believing that Kurt is changed, no way. She's still oblivious to Kurt's bullshit. So I think if Kurt came back, took her out for dinner, she's wearing her new beret, he's paid her $1,800, they're gonna go to bed for sure.
Mm.
But I have so many times I've sat there and wanted to say to Leonard, take your cap off, show Penny exactly how she got the money. So the last scene we see is Leonard was standing there, and Sheldon actually says to him, "Well done, Leonard. A true hero does not seek." Um,
Oh yeah, because when they went to Kurt's, Sheldon had said because he's so big, minstrels will sing songs about him.
that's right, and because there's four of them,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and then he comes back and says, because you have been so brave and done this wonderful thing for Penny, minstrels will sing songs about you.
yeah, and then he walks away to the bedroom singing a song about
There
Leonard.
once was a lad named Leonard.
Leonard, for five
Uh,
by fiddly dee.
the
He was a
he
fearsome
right.
giant.
He stood up to a fearsome giant while Raj just
Raj just
needed to
wanted to
pee.
pee. The episode then goes black, and that is the end of the episode.
Yeah,
It's a good episode, it really is, but
it's not a favorite.
it infuriates me because the fact that Leonard has done the right thing, has tried
Yeah,
to do the right thing. Kurt is still a jerk,
and he's still getting credit for it.
and Penny is still got this gaga whole idea that Kurt is this wonderful guy.
Yeah,
It's like, no. So it as I said, infuriates me because I don't know. I want some acknowledgement from to Leonard.
yeah,
Leonard could have actually sat there and gone, "Oh well, she could move somewhere." We know that Leonard is in love with Penny. That's everybody who watches the show, who's watched the show. We're all huge super fans of Big Bang. That's why everyone comes to PMS to listen to us
yeah,
or watch us. So we know that Leonard is in love with Penny.
yeah,
But this whole thing is becoming to the point where it's like, just I want some acknowledgement.
yeah.
I'm trying to do the right thing. I don't know whether even Sheldon could just go behind Leonard's back and go to Penny and say, "Listen, Penny, the only reason that you got that money is because Leonard got it for you.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not
but
because of."
Sheldon's not that.
No, I know. But in a different world, it would be nice that Sheldon would go there and say, "You got the money back because of Leonard. It wasn't because of
Yeah,
suddenly, Kurt's epiphany.
Kurt developing a conscience.
He doesn't have a conscience. As he said, she'll get it when she gets it. It was only Leonard standing there, really making sure that he was aware. But I don't know. It's just infuriating sometimes because I
Yeah.
want I want Leonard to be acknowledged for what he's for the good guy that he is. And as they say, good guys finish last. And believe me, it is 100% true. It is very true that really good guys finish last, and it takes us a long time to be respected by people, by partners, by women, whatever, because we are not the jerks. We are the ones that will, I don't want to say it, hold your hair back while you're throwing up into the toilet, and then you'll go off with the guy who just treated you like shit. We're
I
the
didn't.
guy. I know you didn't, but we're the guys who get the 2 a.m. phone calls from you saying that you just broke up with a guy that you love and adore, and you need someone to talk to. We are actually in love with you, but we're having to be your best friend listening to this. This is why the good guys, us, do finish last. So for Leonard,
You're
it was
saying
just,
women are stupid and don't see what's right in front of them?
oh yeah,
Okay.
100%. Luckily you saw.
Yes, I did.
But there are women that I have known that have been dumb, stupid, and just
Mm,
blinders and have never seen it.
yep. I
No matter
used.
how, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, as I said, it's a good episode. I would say it would be in my top, definitely my top 100. But I don't know. It just infuriates me that Leonard is not. You want to, when he says to Penny, oh, what did Kurt tell you why he gave you this money back? And she goes, in a matter of fact, he did. And you sit there and go, oh, okay, he's going to say that Leonard, and then obviously that Kurt's not going to say that. And that's when Penny says, oh, he said that he felt guilty and we wanted to do what's right. And you just see Leonard just deflate all of a sudden because it's like, wow,
Yeah.
I can't even get acknowledgement for trying to do something nice for you.
Yeah.
And this jerk goes and says, oh, I just felt guilty. No, you didn't, Kurt. You didn't feel guilty at all. You weren't even pressured. You just
Yeah.
saw an opening for the possibility of having one more roll in the hay with Penny
Mm,
or the possibility of getting back with her. So,
yeah.
you know. So what was our food count this week?
We had one Chinese takeaway.
Wow.
It
That
was a
was
very light food
very
episode.
light, heavy, very light episode
Yep.
of food. Oh, okay.
Now, our question of the week.
Yes.
What is something that you once thought was ridiculously expensive until you became an adult?
Mm. I wonder. I have adult money now and I got adult money problems because I look at Kiss stuff and I go, I could afford that. Yeah. Um, no, I could not afford a Gene Simmons guitar or a Paul Stanley guitar or a microphone or stuff, but I've got
Okay,
some.
was there anything as a kid that you thought was crazy expensive and then you became an adult and realized it was reasonable?
Yeah, Kiss stuff, yeah. Because we used to get, okay, so it, back in, when the dinosaurs were around, Dad would get the Sunday newspaper, and in the Sunday newspaper there would be a, like, you could get a, like, no, it wasn't like a catalog, it was just in the newspaper, and it was like a toy section. You could actually look through toys,
Yep, yep.
and there
Remember that?
was there was toys in there, and they would always, not always, but every now and again they'd throw a Kiss thing in there, and I remember seeing and I had it, and I don't
Don't
know.
go there.
No, no, no. I don't have it because it broke and I should have never touched it. But they actually had a Kiss guitar in there. Had the band. It was just like it was almost like
Toy
a
guitar.
toy guitar. And back then it was $14.99.
Yep.
And I looked at that and I said to Dad about it, Mum and Dad about it. Mum and Dad ended up by getting it, but I thought that was so expensive. $14.99 was so expensive. Now I realize that it's not because if you find one, they go for about 3,500.
No.
Yeah, 1978. Yeah. I've found a miniature one on eBay for about $130. But I would like and I've only found one. I've only found one on eBay, and that was, I think the opening bid was 3,500. I don't know what it got to because I wasn't in the auction, but that's when it was. That's how much it was. So $14.99 I thought was hell expensive as a kid. So,
Yep.
but kids don't have, see, a lot of kids don't have the idea of money, or maybe they do now, or I don't. But it was just, yeah, that was really expensive. But obviously, I know that $14.99 was not. What about you?
I actually can't think of anything.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
that means that the family has to come on board and participate in that question and see what we come up with. And as I said, we've got emails and we've got questions of all the questions we'll be putting up. So we are going to do that, as I said, on December the 31st
Yep.
for our mailbag. So get those answers in. And remember, on the 20th of this month, so wherever you are in the world, the 20th is the cutoff date to get in to be part of the Christmas draw. I'm telling you, everybody, you really need to be in it.
Definitely.
This Christmas present is awesome.
Fun.
And this is the very first one we're doing every Christmas after this until we finish this podcast. Every Christmas, there will be a Christmas present, a Christmas draw coming. So
Get your in.
wouldn't
You
you
want
love
to
to be
win? Wouldn't it be cool to say you won the very first
the
one?
very first one?
Like
Yeah,
I won the very first local business award for sole operator, and it's
ex
awesome. It's
exactly.
awesome to win it, but to be able to say I'm the first one ever to win it is just
Yeah.
so much cooler.
Yeah, so you could sit there and say it doesn't matter, they've at the end of the podcast, right? Okay, so we're going to fast forward. This is the very final episode we're ever going to do a PMS. And you've gone, okay, well, I've seen people that have won, so maybe there's been like 8 or 9 people that have won, Christmas presents, but you have the very first
First
one.
one.
No one can take that away from you. You won the very first
Should we
Christmas
sign
present.
it?
Well, I was actually going to see if we could have we got like cards like that?
Like index cards?
Index cards.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So we need an index card because we need to sign that, and write a message on it, but sign it. So you are going to get a message, a handwritten message by myself, by Kat, and even Oliver is going to join it. And we're going to send that with the present as well. So you will have number one, and we'll actually mark it as number one.
Yep.
So you got the very first, because you don't want to do that on the actual present. It
Okay.
detracts from it. So
Now, Chuck Lorre Productions, number 239.
yes.
To-do list. Live to see a highly educated, deeply thoughtful, articulate, cool, biracial president who is not overly crippled by childhood wounds and capable, in no particular order, of freeing the nation of its oil dependence, restoring its international standing, creating universal health care, resurrecting the economy, ending 2 wars, rebuilding the public education system, finally bringing about an end to the mindlessness of racism, encouraging science and technology, firmly addressing environmental issues and global warming, and uniting the nation and the world in a giant cultural tipping point leap forward. Meet super intelligent aliens who disarm the entire planet, cure every disease, and take us all for rides across the galaxy. Play a round of par golf, trade solos with Eric Clapton, win an Emmy, get married, stay married. One down, 5 to go.
I was waiting for the end of that one.
Yeah.
But that would be good. I would love to. Wouldn't it be awesome, everybody, to have your own spaceship to be able to fly around the galaxy?
Mm,
That would be amazing.
I don't
That
know.
really
People
would be.
can't even drive on roads.
I know people can't drive on roads, but can you imagine having your own spaceship
Yeah, but
at
if
the
they
back?
started to fly, it would be utter chaos and lots of crashes.
Well, not necessarily. I mean,
People can't even drive on roads where there's guidelines.
all right, anybody that actually has made a spaceship, I want to test it out. Give it to me. I promise I won't crash it. But that would be awesome if we could
What
all
about that
just.
dream you had last night?
That was a stupid dream. I had this dream for some unknown reason. Don't ask me why. That I went to an airport near us and borrowed a Cessna. I can't fly, right? But I borrowed a Cessna. They didn't ask me for any ID, whatever,
Or
any
license?
any license. I just borrowed it, right? And apparently, I was flying with Kramer from Seinfeld, and
Michael Richards, I think was
yeah,
his name.
and for some reason
Okay,
that
was it Michael Richards or was it Kramer?
Kramer.
Okay.
And for some reason, as we were flying, he said, "Can I fly the plane?" I gave him the plane to fly while I was sitting in the passenger, and he crashed the plane. But he crashed it into the water. So we got out of the plane and we went over to the banks where the water was. And he said, "Do you think we're going to be in trouble?" And I'm like, "Well, technically, we were saying that we were coming into land, so we've landed. Maybe they don't know where we parked it, and we can just walk away." So as we're walking away from the crash, you could see the water building up because the plane hadn't sunk all the way into the water. So it wasn't covering. So I'm sitting there going, we are in so much trouble. It was the dumbest dream in the world, but that doesn't mean that I can't fly a spaceship. So if you give me a spaceship, I'll give it a shot. I can certainly fly around the galaxy because I personally believe that we shouldn't just be. You think to yourself, this entire galaxy is is it for us? And if it is for us, why are we earthbound? Why can't we just get onto a spaceship and fly to the moon? Are you falling asleep there?
No, it's 11:11. I'm making a wish and I'm focusing. Thank you
Oh,
very
okay.
much.
But yeah, I mean, we should be able to go to the moon and walk around on the moon, or we should be able to fly past, different planets and see them. That would be awesome if we could do that, but obviously we can't.
Yeah, that's why it's rather sad that people don't respect that this is the only planet we're ever going to have,
I know.
and we can't go anywhere else.
No, we're sort of stuck,
Yeah.
everybody.
And yes. So it's kind of sad that people don't, there's a lot of people who really just don't respect that.
Mm. Now, also remember, just as a side note before we finish up the podcast, the 25th of December, Christmas Day, remember, if you are alone, if you're lonely, if you've got nobody, in your life, or you've got, no family or whatever, and you can't be with them, and you just want to spend some time with someone to talk to. Reach out to us before the 25th so we can actually set it up as a Zoom call and we can just hang out together. We've got the capabilities of watching an episode of The Big Bang Theory and we can just all sit and do like a bit of a watch party, but we don't want anybody to feel alone through Christmas. So,
No.
as I said, we are not celebrities. We're not untouchable. We're regular people who just love the Big Bang Theory and love that everybody is part of the PMS family. You guys aren't just people, you're family out there.
Yep.
So if you are feeling lonely, whatever, reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to hang out with you for an hour or so
Yep.
and just do nothing except maybe just talk. Get to
And
know
if
each
you
other.
happen to celebrate Hanukkah, it begins tonight, the 14th of December, when we're recording this.
Mhm.
So happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah, everybody who celebrates it. But
Yep.
yes, we are here for everybody. So if you are interested and you'd like to get together on a Zoom call, let us know. That
Yep.
also you can also just let us know that next year, if you want to be part of an episode of PMS,
Yes.
let us
Let
know.
us know and we
We
can
do
set
have
that up.
we have got people that want to be part of the of an episode, and we are going to tee that all up. Nobody has
Yep.
been forgotten about. But if you want to be that involved with that as well, let us know.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, so any of that, you can either reach out to us on the Facebook group, and if you
Hmm.
haven't already started following the Facebook page and joined the group for PMS, please do that because
Yeah.
that's where all the notifications and everything go. And we post lots of fun stuff in the Facebook group that's not just Big Bang, like a lot of nerdverse stuff like Star Wars and Star Trek and these different things.
Well,
So
Rachel did send us that picture, put that picture up there about that very weird R2D2
yep,
thing.
yep. So there's fun stuff that does happen, and it really is a community of people with a similar passion
It is.
who all share a passion for Big Bang and all things nerdverse.
Yeah.
So you can always message us either through the page or the group.
Hmm.
You can email us at,
Perpetual Motion Squad 00 at gmail.com.
yep, I mean, and you can always drop comments on, like Spotify or whatever.
Yep, that's always
And
open. YouTube's always open
yep.
for comments.
But we'd really love to have you in the Facebook group. That's
Yeah.
where all the fun happens.
Yeah.
And if you haven't done already, please leave us a like and a review wherever you listen to podcasts because that really does help people find us.
Hmm.
And if you would like to say thank you for all the love that we've put into this podcast over the last season and a half,
Hmm.
you can always shout us a coffee. There are PayPal me links everywhere, Facebook page, Facebook group, in the comments. It's all
Yep.
good.
Yep.
So even if it's just $1 $10. We appreciate any and all gifts that you choose to share with us
Yeah, for sure.
because we don't charge for this. We don't have ads. But if you want to show us a little love, that's one way to do that.
Yeah.
All right. So let's wrap up for this week. That was season 2, episode 14, the financial permeability. Next time, we're going to do season 2, episode 15, the maternal capistance, and you will learn exactly how much I loathe and despise Leonard's mother.
Let's see. Oh, yes, it will. That's the 22nd
Yeah.
of December. And then you get a bonus because on the 25th, we get to do our Christmas giveaway.
Yep. And yeah, so we'll see you next time for season 2, episode 15, the maternal capistance. And we will catch up with you at the Cheesecake Factory in the meantime.
Yep. Bye, everyone.